Well, welcome to Thinking and Talking. I am currently, as you can see, just sitting on my couch. Just sitting on my couch that I just got and built. Green velvet. Hear that? It's really, I love it. And very shaky today. And it takes a lot for me to talk about things, but since this is my podcast, I feel like I can say whatever I want to, and I don't need to be limited. I don't need to limit myself. This is my own podcast. Like, if you think about it, I'm basically talking to myself. But if you're listening, I'm not talking to myself, then welcome. Hope you've been having a good day. Hope you haven't been stressing out. Taking it easy on yourself. I hope. Whew. So, today is August 25th. I'm going to try to limit this podcast to like an hour because I don't want to overdo it like I usually do. So I usually just record like every few months because I'm always so busy with school. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. I know in my last podcast, I think I said that I did not want to be the person who's known for school. Oh, she's, a book nerd or whatever, or whatever they call people that like talk about school so much, whatever. Marky, can you sit down? I don't want to be known for that, but it's a very prevalent issue in my life. So, Sparky, can you sit? So I'm gonna, talk about it. Oh, Sparky wants to lay down on my lap. Okay, lay down. Okay, okay. He just wants my food, that's what he wants. I'm kidding. Okay, lay down. Oh, anyways. This is my first video podcast. I usually just record them on my audio messages, not messages, on like the voice recorder. But I figured out how to convert video to audio, so now I can make a video podcast and audio podcast. So this will be on all podcast platforms if this even gets out, because sometimes I make podcast episodes and excuse me, I have this thing where I'm like, you know what, let me just stop. It's kind of a thing with my own personality where I'm like, you know what, let me just not, because I don't need to say any of this, do I? But I need to stop only talking when I see it, like, necessary. Because, yeah, I don't need to talk about, the flavor ice cream I ate last night, but I can, if that makes sense, Anyways, what I wanted to talk about is school. So today's August 25th, like I said, and the first day of school is tomorrow for me. I'm going to be a senior, so it's my last day of high school. I'm so happy to be a senior and to be graduating. So happy. However, going back to school after being home for like a year plus is so nerve-wracking on me. And I haven't even finished my summer work. I mean, I just finished most of it, like my essay part and all that. I finished most of it. Now I just need to read this like mini book and write 20 rules of writing or something like that. And then I'm on the next cards and I'm done. So I'm basically done now. But can you believe that I am finishing my schoolwork, my summer work on the day before? It literally, I hate that so much. Like, I'm so frustrated with myself because I thought this summer, right? June came along and I'm like, okay, it's finally summer. And I'm thinking to myself here, June, July, August, 3 whole months. That's like 90 days. Like Phineas and Ferb said, 104 days. I got 104 days. I'm good. Turns out I wasn't good. This summer went by so extremely fast that I have had time to do nothing, basically. There's a lot of things I have to get done, and almost everything has been procrastinated. Everything. And the thing on my top priority, unfortunately, is school. So instead of working on other things I need to work on, I chose school to do the most. So once I finish the summer work, then I'm gonna, do all my other things, like correct my sleep schedule, because I'm literally an insomniac now. Not literally, but I'm like an insomniac now. I can't sleep. Stop drinking coffee, which has, I've done. Except for today, because I finally finished my essay, so I was gonna so I told myself I'm gonna drink a cup of coffee today because I think I got something in my teeth, I'm sorry. I told myself it's a reward for finishing my essay today. So just like 1 or 2 a week is okay. But I've been drinking a lot of coffee this year, especially since I've been home. So I've been drinking a lot of coffee this year, and my hands have been shaking so hard, and I think it's the caffeine doing it, because I'll drink like a giant barrel like this, like 2 of that sometimes. So for my own health, I really need to stop. So I have been stopping, but I haven't, completely reached. Also, that's whipped cream that melted, by the way. I haven't completely reached that goal yet, as you can see. And there's just a bunch of other things. Those are just little things. Then there's like bigger things, of course. But I mean, on a positive note, I have finished remodeling my bedroom completely. So that's great. I've gotten a bunch of new clothes, and all for free too, from my mom's closet, like all thrifting basically. Secondhand, like people give their clothes away. I'll take it, and I find a bunch of cute finds. It's so great. And I love that secondhand shopping and thrifting is now becoming more trendy and accepted, because back when I used to have to do that when I was a kid, it'd be like, yo, where did you get your shirt? And I'd be like, I don't know. When I know it was like someone gave it to me for free, But now I've come into that, and now I'm like, I'm not shamed, you know what I mean? When you're a child and everyone else is like getting their like expensive clothing and shoes and stuff like that, and you're getting like your clothes from Ross, it's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna bully me. But now that I'm older, I'm 17 now. Now that I'm older, I don't really care. I never cared, but I did withhold some information, if that makes sense. I never lied, being like, oh yeah, this is a Gucci shirt. Like, no. But I never like said, I just said, I don't know where this is from. I don't know. That was it, you know what I mean? Now I'm like, oh yeah, I got this from Diane, one of my mom's friends, and she just wanted to give away. And I was like, okay, let me see it. And then I took it. Literally, that's a true story. Like, and I love that's a trend now, because now it's like everybody's doing it. Because if you think about it, why not? Why buy newly manufactured clothes when there's an abundance of clothes already here that are great as well? Like, what? Like, this jacket right here, I've been wearing it all the time. It's literally my mom's old jacket from years ago, and it's perfect condition. It's brown, it's cool, it has like a design on the front. It's great, it's warm. Hello? Like, why would I throw it out because it's not brand new? It's in perfect condition. It's my mother's. Why not? You know what I mean? So I really love that trend. But besides that tangent I just went off on, yeah, I've been prioritizing school for far too long, and it's literally an issue. It's a problem I have. Because at this point, it's like, today, I'm kind of saying too much. This is a thing with myself. Like, I'll share information about myself, and then I'll be like, the next, like, a minute later, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I just shared a piece of information about myself. Like, they know this about me now. Uh-oh. And then I'll get super anxious and, like, a vulnerability hangover, basically. And I'll regret it. But I've been trying really hard to fight that and not regret opening up to people. because I don't know why I always do this. I always regret opening up to people, and then I feel anxious thinking about it. And I'm like, how am I ever going to form close bonds with people if I can't let them get to what's closest inside, if that makes sense? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how far can small talk take you? Like, oh yeah, I like the color green. Oh cool, I like purple. Yeah, you have to have those conversations to get to know the little nitty gritty, but you have to have those hard, tough, like, yeah, this is what I've been through. This is who I am now. This is how I act when this happens. This is how I see the world. This is my, like, beliefs. That's the real thing that makes real connection. And so I love sharing what I hold dearest, but when I feel that I'm sharing, like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm sharing too much. I feel like I talk too much all the time, but I don't talk too much. I really don't. If we think about it, I rarely talk to people, and when I do, it's like once in a while, you know what I mean? Or it's like something little here and there. Or when I go on a call with my friends, stuff like that, it's like once a week, so then we're on it for hours instead of doing like little here and there. It's like hours once a week, you know what I mean? And then I feel that I talk the whole time, and it's because, like, I spent the whole, like, you know, I spent all this time not talking, and now that I'm getting an opportunity to talk, I'm a blabbermouth, and I hate that sometimes. But then again, I like kind of ask for confirmation. I'm like, guys, am I talking too much? And they're like, yeah, but it's okay. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, sorry about that. I don't know. I either talk too little or I talk too much. Oh, excuse me. Or I talk too much. This is also a thing that goes into personality type. If you know the Meyers Briggs personality inventory or all that, the Meyers Briggs personalities, I'm an INFJ, and I never took this seriously until recently. I was like, oh, I'm an INFJ, whatever, I'm an introvert, okay. I really did some deep diving into it, and I have had a revelation. It has explained so many things about my life and about my personality that it's crazy. Like, the fact that this is a theory is crazy, because to me, I feel like this theory is 1000% true. Like, the personality types, I think these personality types are it. Like, I'm an INFJ, but I'm more on the ambivert side, and that means that I talk a lot. I'm not a good listener. I like to be extroverted, and I like to hang out with people, but I also love to be alone. So I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm still an introvert. You know, I have introverted intuition and extroverted feeling. And that's what an INFJ is. That's me. And that's the rarest personality type, apparently. And I had no idea. And everything makes so much more sense now, because I was watching videos, I was reading on it, and INFJs feel like they're misunderstood because they have so much going on up here, and that when they finally have the courage to be vulnerable and to open up and say what they are thinking about, they feel like it's on a different wavelength. And usually it is kind of on a different wavelength. Like, we think about the most mundane of things and the most abstract things. Like, everybody has thoughts about life, and, you know, thoughts about, you know, that, like, philosophical things, all these type of things. But the INFJ, my personality type, takes it to another level where they literally ruminate about this. And that's so true. And I'm thinking to myself, reading all these and watching these videos, and I'm like, okay, why are they, like, attacking me? Like, why would they know my entire personality? Like, why would they know what I think about, what I dream about? Why do they know my goals and my aspirations? Like, why do they know all that? Like, this random video. Why? It's because it's my personality type, and the people with this personality type share these things. So that's why I like to not explain my things, like, because I always feel misunderstood. And I know people try to understand, but it's like, you just can't. And I need to accept the fact that, yeah, I'm gonna blabbermouth, I'm gonna talk a lot, and I'm gonna try to be a good listener. I've been trying to be a good listener, but I am a blabbermouth. I talk a lot, I have a lot of thoughts. I can't control that. And I need to stop being so apologetic for it. I'm always so apologetic that, like, oh, am I hurting your feelings? Am I talking too much? Am I interrupting you? I need to stop being so apologetic. I'm so self-aware that it's almost self-destructive how self-aware I am. Because then I can see every instance where I'm a hypocrite. I can see every instance where someone else does something that doesn't go in line with my expectations or my morality standard, I guess. Like, you know, like if someone's being like really rude to, like, let's say someone, this has happened to me many times. Like, let's say someone I know, like a friend of mine, is being rude to like a food service worker. Like, yo, my food's not here yet. What the, like, why isn't it here yet? Like, on the inside, I am dying. I'm literally dying. I'm like, this person is not who, like, this person is not meeting my expectation right now. I expect the people around me, I expect everybody in the world, honestly, to be on my same wavelength. And some might think that's narcissistic, but that's just my personality type. It's not narcissistic, it's my personality type. And it's not because I'm thinking like, oh, everybody needs to hate the color pink and wear orange only, or they're not on my level. Like, no, it's like everybody needs to treat people with respect. Everybody needs to be like, that's what the kind I'm saying. And when I don't see that, I'm like, what? Or INFJs, my personality type, are very empathic, which is very true. We absorb emotions. Like, if someone else is angry, we see that. Like, if come in. As I was saying before I was interrupted, INFJs are very empathic. They absorb the energy of the room. They see others' emotions and they kind of take it on, and they kind of feel a responsibility to put themselves in their in that person's perspective. And that's exactly what I do. And it's so crazy to me how I do these things. I'm aware I do these things, and I didn't know. It's like, it's because of, like, that's just me. Like, I don't know. Like, I thought I do these things because I'm, like, weird or something. But that's just me. That's just who I am. And it's like, I don't need to fix all these things. Like, I don't need to, like, yes, I need to die some of these things down. Like, I need to stop worrying about if I'm oversharing or over talking. Well, oversharing, like, you don't want to overshare. Or if I'm talking too much. I need to stop worrying about if I'm talking too much, because that's just my personality. You know what I mean? I need to stop being apologetic for it. And taking on other people's emotions and stuff is so draining for the INFJ. And that's me. I'm the INFJ, and that is super draining. And they also talked about this thing where it's called the INFJ door slam. I'm going to talk about a bunch of things here. It's not going to be just school. It's going to be school. It's going to be the Meyers Briggs personality types, INFJ. It's going to be a bunch of things because, you know, who stays on topic? Come on. I don't, at least. So, what was I going to say? Oh, what was I saying? Oh, the door slam. The INFJ door slam. So, this is a thing that the INFJ personality type does. They're not petty. They won't be like, they won't try to get revenge on someone who did them wrong, or someone they don't like, or someone they just don't want to associate with anymore. They won't get revenge and ruin that person's life. They're brutal. They close the door, they slam the door, and they never talk to you again. They pretend you don't exist, or they try to at least. I'm very self-aware, so I know this is me. Like, I'll even plan to do this thing. And if you're one of my friends and you're listening to this, sorry. But this is my personality. We plan everything. I plan everything. If you think that I'm doing something and I'm not aware of it, trust me, I'm aware of what I'm doing. And even if I'm doing it, I might not even like it, but I'm still aware of what I'm doing. Trust me, I always am. And then, like, I'll be aware of it, and then later I'll feel bad. Like, I'll yell at my siblings. Like, I'll get mad and yell at my little brother or my little sister. And then later, I'll a second later, I'll be like, sorry for raising my voice. I didn't mean to, because I hate conflict. And I hate confrontation. I hate hurting other people's feelings. And that is the INFJ personality type. And that's crazy how my personality, all these things that make me who I am, have a name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but all these things that make me who I am, that I'm talking about, has a name, and it has an explanation for all of it. And it feels so good to be understood. That's basically what I'm getting at. It feels so good. Like, watching those videos about the INFJ and all that, I was like, wow, somebody understands exactly why I do things, exactly who I am. And it's crazy. Like, INFJs are also the idealist. They are the communicator, the counselor. They're good at talking to people. When somebody has a problem, they want to fix it. They force that fix almost. And I do that. I mean, just a few days ago, I was talking to some friends. They came to, we were talking about an issue, and about an issue they had in their life, and I'm over here for implementing, like, a plan. Like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You need to blah, blah. I'm like, and now I'm like, oh my, and then, like, literally after I hung up, I was like, oh my gosh, they're never gonna want to talk to me again. If you're listening to this and you're my friend, give me some feedback on this. Don't give me feedback on this. I know already. Like, I was like over here like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, and this, we need to you already identified a problem, now we're gonna identify a plan, a solution. And it was like, because that's just my personality type. Like, that's how I am. If I have a problem with someone, with something, with anything, I identify the problem, I come up with a plan, a logical plan, and I try to fix it. That's how I do it. Even if the fixing takes like a year, I fix it with that plan. And I was like, you know what I even said? I say this all the time. I said this out loud to them. I said, you know, sometimes I think to myself, and I hate being vulnerable, so even thinking about it, I'm like, but stop, Nicole. It's okay to be vulnerable. That's what you were thinking. That's your, come on. I'm like telling myself to stop being like, oh my gosh, ew, I just opened up. Like, it's okay to open up. And I'm telling you guys who are listening, it's okay to open up as well. Open up. It's good for you. Anyways, I told everyone, I was like, I don't know. Like, and then, because this is what I said. I said, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, you need to make a plan on how to fix this, because you don't want to live your whole life like this, right? And they're like, no, I don't think I'm going to do a plan. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to ignore the problem. And that's not me at all. That's the opposite of me. I will not ignore a problem. I face that problem head on. Like, mentally, I'm like, okay, this is the problem. How do I fix it? How? Like, logically. The problem is my room is a mess. How am I logically going to fix this? Okay, we'll start with the bed. First, I'll change the sheet. Like, that's exactly how my mind operates. So now, they're like, no, I'm just gonna ignore the problem. And I'm like, what? Like, what? I'm like, and I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know, but that's what I said. Somewhere along the lines, I feel like whenever I think to myself, I think that everybody thinks the same way as me. I feel like everybody plans. Everybody, you know, is an idealist. Everybody's a romantic. Everybody likes no confrontation. Everybody likes these things that I like, kind of. Everybody thinks this way, right? And then when I talk to you guys, when I talk to other people, I realize, no, it's just me, right? And they're like, yeah, Nicole, it's just you. And I'm like, And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's just me, right? And they're like, yep, it's just you. I'm the only INFJ I know, I think. And I think I'd really like to meet another person with my personality type, because I think they would understand some of these things I think of, you know what I mean? Thinking is a huge part of my life. It's everything. Everything I do, I think of. Everything I'm going to do, I think of. So I really need to find someone who thinks the same way I do, just so I can get some perspective, if that makes sense. And you know, through YouTube videos, I see other people talking about it, and I'm like, wow, like, this person is me, what the hell? And I would really like to meet an INFJ in real life, so that I can see how, like, so I can perceive them. Because perceiving them is like perceiving myself from an outside perspective, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I think that'd be really cool to do. Because I'm very self-aware, but I'd like to be aware of myself through another lens. You know? And again, with the, you know what I mean, right? I bet you're probably like, no, I don't know what you mean. No, I don't want to do that. And if you are saying that, that's okay. And if you're saying, no, I get what you mean, that's great too. And that's exactly what I need to do. It's okay. Nobody gets it, but that's all right. I'm sure someone gets it. I'm sure someone gets it. I don't know who, but I'm sure. And and disclaimer, I love all my friends, but like I said, I need someone with my same personality type, because I need someone on my same thought pattern, just to understand a bit, just so I can feel like I'm being understood, not heard. Because I talk a lot, I'm verbalizing all the time, I talk a lot, so I know their ears are hearing me, but I know they're not, their soul isn't understanding me, you know? And I love all my friends, I love my family, but that's just life, that's just people, you know? No one's gonna truly understand the inner workings of your soul, you know? Like, that's impossible. No one's gonna truly understand the inner workings of your soul. But that's my personality. That's my goal. I would like for someone to understand. Like, why not? Like, it'd be cool to say something crazy and be like, that totally makes sense, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It'd just be cool. And yeah. So I need to control how much I share, so that later I don't feel bad about sharing it. And I need to control what I share, so that I don't feel bad later either. Because vulnerability hangovers, if you have vulnerability hangovers, search up what that is. Call me. Because I would like to have some tips. If you could hear that, I'm sorry. Anyways. No hating on my coffee, okay? Okay. I put a lot of cream in this. So, it's sweet. But that's because I don't want to, like, be shaky today. So, okay, I'm still a little shaky. But it's better. Anyways. My hair is a mess and I'm so oily. But who cares? Anyways. What I was going to talk about is school. So, as you already know, like I said before, school starts tomorrow for me. It's my first day of senior year, my last first day of high school, thank God. And I just now finished the majority of my summer work. And before I finished it, I told myself, no, I didn't tell myself, but I basically was like, I'm not gonna eat until I finish this essay. So I finished the essay with my stomach grumbling and finally I just realized this on the way. And finally sat down and ate my food, which is right behind the camera. Finally sat down and ate breakfast, even though it's 4:11 p.m. That's like a little idea of how much I prioritize school. It's literally embarrassing. I know a lot of people do this too. That's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people will relate to that, where they're like, oh, I'm not eating dinner until I finish my homework because it's due tomorrow morning. Like, I know a lot of people do this, including myself. Like, I will withhold anything. I'll be like, I really need to pee right now, but I'm gonna hold it until I finish this last sentence. Because it's just, there's so much pressure. Like, I have tomorrow to do this. And throughout the directions of my summer work, my teacher was constantly saying, like, oh, this is due on the first day. On the first week, you will have a test. On the first week, we will find when to present. On the first week, you need this index card so that you, like, okay, like, holy, it's the first day and you're already like, you need to have this essay done. You need to have these definitions done. You need to have these 2 books read. You need to, I'm like, let's take a break for a second, okay? Like, come on, like, you're throwing a lot at me all at once. Give me a second. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so my summer work has like 5 parts to it. It's a lot. And I was like, okay, I have 3 months to do it. I'm good. I can get it done. Like I said earlier, this summer went by so quickly. So June, I finished school, and then I went on vacation with some friends to Florida, which was really great and was so much fun. I feel like I just got back. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and we both feel like we just got back, and I honestly cannot believe it's been 2 months. Like, I can't believe it. So we got back on like July 4th, end of June to like July 5th. And then July comes, right? I just spent like 10 days with people. I just spent the majority of my June doing a bunch of schoolwork and doing an AP exam, ending the year doing a bunch of missing work. I just ended June stressed, per usual, of course. And then I ended June also with a vacation and started July with a vacation, with that same vacation. Great, but I'm an introvert. And even if I weren't an introvert, I feel like I'd still need time to recharge. Like, you know what I mean? Isn't that like, I'm doing the thing again where I'm like, isn't that what everybody thinks? No, it's not everybody, Nicole. I have to remind myself these things. That's how self-aware I am. But I have to remind myself that, no, Nicole, not everybody needs time to recharge. Some people do, but I don't. And I literally communicated this because I'm getting better at communicating my thoughts and feelings. That's the one thing that I'm getting better at, so I'm proud of myself there. It sucks because I also do feel like weird. Like, I'm like, oh, I just, communicated how I actually thought and how I actually felt. Ooh, weird, but it's good. So I told everybody, I was like, okay, guys, I'm back from vacation now, but I'm not gonna talk to any of you guys for like a week, 2 weeks, because I need to recharge. That was the best trip ever, but I need to recharge now, okay? So bye. And they were like, you know what, me too, girl, it's okay. So that's what I did. I literally did that. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I need to recharge and like I'm gonna invite people over. Nah, I recharged. Like, no, I said I need to recharge, and I literally did. I stayed in my bed, watched stuff on Netflix, on YouTube. I stayed in my bed. I made edits on my phone, because who doesn't like making edits? Oh, why do I keep saying who doesn't like? It's fun to make edits, and a lot of people like it. That's a better thing. I like making edits. Why can't I use the word I? Like, I can say that. Who doesn't like? No, I like it. Like, this is such a thing with, like, my personality, again, where it's like, I always think that it's like the world is with me. Nah, girl, it's you. It's you. Like, so I like making edits. So I made some edits. I drank some coffee every day, of course, but I've been trying to stop now. And that's how basically the rest of like my July went. But I ordered my books for my summer project, and I didn't start them because, well, I did start it, but because then after my week and a half of recharging, my family now instead decided to go on a trip too, because we haven't been on a vacation for almost 10 years. Like 7 years, I think, to be exact, but almost 10 years. So, you know, we're gonna go on vacation. Come on, it's been forever. So we went, and it was fun, but the whole time I was over here, like, I was kind of gloomy, because the whole time I was thinking to myself about how when I get back, I need to do my work. When I get back, I have a deadline. I need to write my essay. I need to finish these 2 books. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to call this. I need to do this. I need to make an appointment for that. So again, things are going crazy. And the thing is about me, with my personality, I'm not just thinking about the things I have to do that are due now. I'm thinking of the things I have to do that are due in like months from now. Like, it's the middle of July, and I'm over here like, oh my gosh, I need to apply to colleges, and like now when I get back from this vacation, I need to do this, I need to do that. Girl, you got like till November to do that. Girl, calm down. But that's not how my brain works. I know what I have to do, and I need to plan it, and I need to do it. That's how it is for me. And it takes a while to do things because I procrastinate, since this is the thing with me and my personality type, is where I need to do a bunch of things, and I plan on doing these things, but because I'm such an idealist, a perfectionist, in my head I'm a perfectionist, keyword. In my head, I'm such a perfectionist that in the physical world, I don't even do anything. I just procrastinate because I don't want it to be like imperfect. And the thing is, nothing is perfect, but in my mind, it is, you know, like it's not perfect in my mind, but kind of tricks myself into thinking like, okay, my essay is gonna be this. It's gonna be perfect. But then I don't even write the essay because I just want it to be the way it is in my mind, not the way it's going to be in real life, you know? But eventually I'm like, okay, there's no more time to procrastinate, do it now. And that's exactly what I did with my essay today. It's due tomorrow. I finished it today, the day before. So that just proves my brain again and again. And so I could go into more detail about how this summer I had no time and how I was busy. But after I came back from the vacation with my family, I had to recharge again. I was procrastinating by recharging. But the thing is, I need to recharge. And like, I feel so good when I recharge. And when I do, and I mean truly recharge. Don't do anything, nothing. That's recharging. Not, okay, recharge means I'm gonna be home, but I'm still gonna be doing like, you know, like a crazy ton of work. You know what I mean? That's not recharging. That's just being home and still being busy. Being home and doing nothing is recharging. And that's what I did for like a week. So then eventually I was like, okay, I need to read my book. Read my first book for my summer work. Took me 10 days. So I'm already behind schedule again. Still haven't finished my second book. I started it a long time ago. Still not done. It's only 100 pages, but it's just rules of grammar and rules of writing. Like, do not use a hyphen, like blah, blah, like stuff like that. So it's very tough to finish. It's just not interesting. Like, it's not supposed to be interesting, but it's not easy to finish, let's just say. So, and like doing this podcast episode is sort of like procrastinating because I need to be doing that work. It's due tomorrow. I need to do it. And yet I'm doing this. I'm talking to myself. I'm making a podcast episode. I like making podcast episodes though. So I need to stop like being so hard on myself. Like, Nicole, you're making this podcast episode when you should be doing your work. Can I have a break from my work for once? Come on. Like, I don't give myself enough credit. And then I give myself too much credit. It's never a healthy balance, I swear. I'm like, I do so much work. And now I'm like, I do nothing. I don't know. I feel like that's just me. I hate it. But then again, that's me. I can't hate it. So yeah, I had no time this summer to do anything. And if you think about it, those weeks of recharging could have been my time doing this, you know. And there's 24 hours in a day. I definitely could have finished this earlier. There's 24 hours in a day. Like, I could have spent every hour of like the day doing it and I would have been done. You know what I mean? Well, done like some parts of it. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm not a machine. But that's kind of what I expect for myself sometimes, and it's scary. I expect myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna work 48 hours straight and get it done. Girl, take a step back. If you think that way, take a step back, hon. Trust me, it's not good. But yeah, so now it's the day before. Now we're back to the present. And I'm so nervous. I was excited because I have one friend, school friend, you know, because like school friends and out of school friends is different. Out of school friends, I have a few. But then in school friends, not many. So my friend, I have lunch with her. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be alone at lunch. This is great. Like, great. I'm going to have someone to sit with at lunch. Then my schedule changes all of a sudden, and now I don't have lunch with her. So, yeah. Great. Like, I don't even care if I have both lunches with her. I just want one, you know what I mean? Just so I can have, like, a friend. And she said that one of her friends has lunch with her, and she's in one of my government class. So I'm like, okay, great. I can make another friend with yours friends. And she's like, that's great because I don't really have a lot of friends. You don't really have a lot of friends. She doesn't really have a lot of friends. We can make like a little trio. We could try, you know, be friends, like all three of us. Cause, and I was like, yes, like what? Yes, I'm an introvert, but I'm very extroverted too. I can make friends, you know? So I'm like, okay, yes. And then my schedule changes. Then I literally cried. My schedule changes and I don't have that lunch anymore. I don't even know. Like, I'm going to my counselor and I'm going to try my best to change this. I also have to take pre-calculus, and someone told me that pre-calc, you don't have to take pre-calc apparently, and my counselor told me that I have to take it. So now I'm like, okay, who is right here? I'm gonna ask my counselor about that too. I'm gonna ask her all the questions I have, honestly. I mean, having a meeting with your counselor is kind of nerve-wracking because it's like, I don't really want to talk to you. Like, but I need to, and I'm going to, because I need one lunch with one person. I need someone. And I hate the fact that I do, because I'm very independent. And I always tell myself, I don't need anybody. I can have fun in my own company. And yes, that's true. But I would like to have 30 minutes with someone. That's all I'm asking. That's lunch. Lunch is 30 minutes. The only thing I wanted was 30 minutes of some type of social interaction with my friend. That's all I wanted. And that got taken away from me before school even started. So kind of sucks, you know. I'm not trying to be like, pity me, feel sad for me. Don't feel sad for me. I'm just talking, you know. I'm just speaking. I'm not trying to invoke any emotion from y'all. Be like, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get an open ear, get a listener, you know, someone listening to me. I'm so vulnerable in this podcast. Have you noticed? It's very not me, but yes, me. It's weird. Anyways, yeah, that really sucked. Like, I wanted to tell someone about it, and I was like, let me tell my mom about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want my mom stressing out, worrying about me, being like, oh my gosh, what do I do? My daughter has no friends. Like, I don't want her to worry. So I'm making this podcast episode because I know a lot of people listening to this, a lot of people my age can relate. And so why not make this podcast episode and try to reach out to somebody that feels the same? And I'm trying to tell you, as well as myself, that if you're going through that, you got nobody to start school with, don't worry, because it won't last forever. You will get better. There will be people. Don't worry. And that's basically what I have to tell myself. I'm gonna try to get lunch with my friend. If not, oh well. Oh well. I'll try to meet new people. I mean, it's my senior year. I kind of feel like I'm a freshman, you know what I mean? Like, having to meet people, having to go to social events for the first time, having to, you know, find my schedule, having to find my classes after not being in the building for like a year and a half. Ugh, I feel like a freshman all over again. It's so weird because it's my last year, but I feel like a freshman. Isn't that weird? I feel like a senior, but outwardly, I kind of feel like a freshman, if that makes sense. Like, on the inside, I'm a senior. I'm old. I'm ready to go. I'm good. I've had my experiences. I'm mature. On the inside, I'm a senior. But on the outside, I have to go meet new people. I have to go, like, to all these new events, meet all these new teachers, new classes, new students. Like, that's freshman-like. That's kind of what I'm about to go through. So, I was watching a video about first day back to school from this YouTuber that I watch, and she's also in the same grade as me, this YouTuber I watch. And so she's like, first day senior year. Oh my gosh, the second she pulled up to, like, in the video, the second she pulled up to her school and like was walking in, I had to stop the video because I felt sick. Like, I was eating my food, watching the video, like, oh, okay, she going to school, okay. The second she was walking in, I was like, I had to stop the video because, and I wish that was an exaggeration. I honestly felt sick. I had to spit my food out. I felt so sick. And if that's how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, yo, God bless me. And that's how, if that's how you feel about going to school, like your first day, God bless you too. But we will get through this. We will get through this. Like, it's the first day. It's the first day. The first day is always so weird. The first day is always, I love doing this. The first day is so weird. Like, it's just so weird. Like, you don't know what the teachers are expecting from you. Like, there's one teacher that's like, hey, yeah, so this is the syllabus, you know, we're just gonna read the syllabus, sign it real quick, and yeah, you guys talk amongst yourself. This is what we're gonna do during the year, real quick, little slide presentation, that's it. Okay, we'll start like real stuff in like 2 weeks. And then there's other teachers that are like, test today, first day. And there's other teachers that are like, where's your homework, first day. And then there's other classes where it's like everybody's already friends and everybody already has their groups and everyone's like, oh, hey, like, hey, Jimmy, hey, Beatrice, like, I'm just giving random names. Oh my God, you're in this class too? Oh my God, besties. And I'm like, and I'm here like, and I'm over here like, ooh. And the class is super talkative. I love when the class is super talkative. Not super, like, obnoxiously, but I like when they're not, you know, dead silent. I like when there's some sort of liveliness, you know, to see that people are alive in here. I like that. Now, there's also some classes where it's the complete opposite, where they are dead. They don't talk, they don't communicate, they do their work, and that's it. Even the teacher's dead. Like, not dead, like, dead as in, like, okay, open up your packet and let me come around the room to grade it. And then everybody grades their homework, and they get the new lesson, learn, then they do an assignment, then they do homework, and then it's quiet, nobody talks. I've been in classes like that. I've been in classes all like talkative, dead. I've been in classes like difficult, easy. I've been in all the classes. I'm a senior, come on. So I know what I'm expecting, but I'm still a little like, okay, which is gonna be which? How's it gonna be? How's it gonna feel? Because I know what I'm expecting, but I've also never gone through an entire global pandemic, had to stay at home for a year and a half, and then go back into school abruptly, wearing masks, without any like acquaintances. I've been the new kid before many times. I've been When I started middle school, I was a new kid. When I started high school, went to this school, because I went to 2 different high schools, as you guys already know. When I started high school and, transferred to a new school, I was a new kid. And that's okay. I've been the new kid. I've done it all, and I've survived, so I know I'm going to be okay. And you are going to be okay, too. Whoever's listening to this, if you relate to this, you're going to be okay. Don't worry. But it's still, you can't deny the fact that it is going to suck at first. We know we're going to be okay in the long run, but for right now, it sucks. It sucks a little bit. Sorry. But, not sorry. I'm drinking my coffee. But, yeah. Basically, I just wanted to come on here and talk about my hopes, fears, my anxieties coming up. Very nervous to see the first day come. So nervous. I'm taking the bus, even though I'm a senior. But so many people do that. It's okay. I really wish that I would have, gotten on top of getting my license and got it earlier, so that senior year I could be driving, because that would have been really, really great. But that's okay, you can't go back in the future and be like, okay, let me go, do this, do that. You can't really ruminate on those type of things. Like, you can't change the past, so just change the present, if that makes sense. You can't do it. And so, yeah, it would have been nice to have my license right now, but it's just not in the cards for me right now, and that's okay. Like, my parents tell me, they're like, Nicole, you go get your license whenever. I mean, just don't forget that you need it for next year for college, so come on. I'm like, I have time. I have like 6 months, kind of, like, so I have time, but then again, I want to get it for me, not for my deadline of college, not because my parents tell me. They're not even pressuring me. They're literally like, Nicole, go get it when you get it. Just don't forget about college, okay? So I'm not being pressured, but I would really like to, because ever since I was a kid, I was like, Mom, like when I was a young kid, like 10 years old, I'd be like, Mom, for my 16th birthday, I don't want a sweet 16. I don't want any party. I just want a car, Mom. That's what I've always asked for. And it's funny how the future never goes the way you plan. Like, as a kid, I was planning like, okay, when I'm 15, I'm gonna already start studying. I'm gonna study the whole year. And then on 16, on my birthday, I'm gonna get that license. Because I'm dumb. I'm a little kid. I'm a little girl. 10 years old, thinking on my 16th birthday, the day of, I'm gonna get my license. Like, nah, girl, there's a permit first. But I was a little kid, and I thought to myself, I said, first day as a 16-year-old, I'm gonna be driving out of here. I'm gonna go everywhere. Now, years later, it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the plan for me. Like, I really thought, as a kid, that was like my dream. But dreams change, and I had stuff to do. And again, I was prioritizing school, so I got stuff to do. My hair's in a braid from last night. When I go to sleep, I put my hair in braids because it makes my hair easier to manage the next day. So I'm just unbraiding them now, even though I could have unbraided them before this episode. Oh well. Who cares about appearance right now? Like, I don't care about my appearance right now. I'm good. But I do love the way my curls look after I do it. Anyways, yeah, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. And that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. I have to keep telling myself it's okay in order to convince myself it is. Because it is. But if I don't, put these affirmations into the world, I won't, remember. You know what I mean? Like, I'll literally be like, oh my God, girl, why are you so nervous? Like, it's your 4th year, girl. Like, stop it. But then I have to remind myself that, stop. Like, it's okay to be nervous. What? Ugh. Okay. Now I got my hair fixed, but it's in my earring. Okay. And other than that, what else would I like to say? I would like to also say that I have a lot of hopes for this year. I really hope this year turns out good, turns out great. I really hope that I make some good friends. And I mean, every year of my high school, I've made good friends. I mean, honestly, my freshman year at my first high school, I made good friends. They're very sweet. I mean, and then when I transferred here, I made good friends too. They were very sweet. And the thing is about life is people come and pass through your life. You know, you grow them, you outgrow them, they outgrow you. It's literally the cycle of life. You know, people come and go into your lives. Like your bestie from 2nd grade. She might come into your life and stay there forever. And she might come there, stay for a few years, or she might come and go for like 1 year. It's normal. Or your bestie from freshman year, or sophomore year, or junior, senior. It's the same for every year. So I'm not really like, you know, scared in that regard. Like, I know that I'm going to make friends, and I'm going to make friends. I'm not like, I'm 100% positive. Okay, not 100%. I'm 85% sure that I will make friends. Oh, sorry, my knee. Okay, why do I say sorry? My legs are not shaved. Okay, you can look and see for yourself. I'm gonna say it just looks like, this looks a little crusty. That's why, because I also got mosquito bite like scab there. Why am I showing you my mosquito bite like scab? Like, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me stop saying sorry. You didn't need to see that. That's what I mean to say. But other than the like people wise, I hope that people like are respectful. Like, I really hope I don't hear any rumors about like this person slept with this person and this I probably won't. I'm not popular. Like, I probably won't. And but as a senior, because like, you know, I'm a senior now, I'm the oldest, I feel like things are gonna die down. People are gonna chill out. That's what I mean. Like, there used to be kids that would come into school with a speaker, and like at the end of the day, they'd like have a speaker blasting music. It was the funniest thing ever, but like, okay, like every day you need the speaker out, huh? Like maybe once a week, but every day you got the speaker out. Okay, like, you know, put the speaker on like low, okay? Like, that's the things I mean. And like, yeah. I just thought about walking into the cafeteria. The cafeteria is huge and there's so much people, and all you hear is like, like, you know, overlapping voices, and it's just so loud. And the line to get to lunch is all the way in the front, and there's like 100 tables of people, but the line to get your lunch is like in the front of the cafeteria where everyone's looking. So the entrance is right there, like we're in front. You have to stand like in the front, and then all these tables are here, and you're like standing trying to find your table. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Oh my god, let me stop cursing. Oh, I did really good. I didn't curse at all. That's like my resolution for so long. I don't really curse like that, but when I'm like with my friends, I will, or I'm like really heated. But that's one thing I'm really nervous about. Lunch, honestly, that's really the only thing. To have to walk into the lunchroom and have to find an empty table, which there usually is like never an empty table. Like, oh my gosh, there better be like an empty table that I can sit at, and nobody better sit next to me. Like, imagine if there was no empty table and I have to like sit on the corner of a table like with someone's whole friend group, and I'm sitting in the corner like kind of listening in by accident because I have nowhere else to go. Like, that'd be so bad. I also thought of this. Some people eat their lunch in the library, but they have to have like a card, or they have to have like permission slip or something like that. I'm gonna ask my counselor for one of those, because if one day I like don't want to sit in the lunchroom and I want to sit in the library where it's quieter and where there's not a lot of people, and I can sit at a table like, you know, alone, I will. I'm asking my counselor for that like card, whatever, Like, I wanted one like the last time I was in person, which was like a year and a half ago. I wanted one back then, and I still want one now, and I never got one. So hopefully I get one this year and I can ask for it and get one, because whenever I would go to lunch and I had work to do, doing my work at lunch with that loud cafeteria, oh my gosh, I had to like put my stuff on full blast because it's so loud. And if I have work to do and I can go into the library and do it, oh, so great, so great. Especially since there's printers and everything in there, so it's great. Every time that I've had lunch in the library, been good. What else? What else is there? Hopes and fears. I fear that, why am I being so honest? Why not be honest? I fear that this year is gonna be harder than I expected, because last year was definitely my hardest year, academically, but this year I definitely like died it down. Like last year I took a bunch of honors, I took a bunch of APs. This year I'm just taking 1 AP and like 4 honors. Yeah, I don't think I've done 7 honors a year before, so I think I'll be okay. But still, I'm really hoping it's not like a crazy amount. Like, I hope they're not gonna assign, because this is mostly English classes, I hope they don't assign like a book a week. Like, imagine I get a book a week and I have 3 English classes. That's 3 books a week. Like, think about it. Like, that's the type of things I'm like kind of fearing. Like, I really wanted to take these English classes and I chose to take these because I'm really interested in them. But like, I'm taking this mythology and language like English course. That's gonna be so cool. Like, I can't wait to read about mythology. That's so cool in my opinion. Like, Hercules is my favorite Disney movie. Troy is one of my favorite like action movies slash mythology movies. I love it. However, I'm not trying to be like bombarded with a bunch of work on top of work. So let's hope that they kind of have some sort of awareness with how much they're giving. Because with last year, there was no awareness, if I'm being honest. Like, it was assignment after assignment after assignment, and there was no regard for, maybe this is too much. Maybe I'm assigning too much. No, there was none of that. It was just like, okay, here, you gotta do this. It was no like, maybe this assignment is a little bit, you know, more work than it should be, than it needs to be. No. So I'm hoping that, you know, they will have a little more regard for the students' work balance. Because also, imagine the people that work, like actual work, and imagine the people that like, imagine working, doing clubs, doing sports, and then doing service, like, and then doing the academics on top of that. We're children. Like, I'm 17. Yes, I'm 17. I'm getting closer to 18, young adult soon. I'm 17. I'm a teenager. I'm still a kid. Like, let's open our eyes and ears here. We're still kids. That 16-year-old, that 15-year-old sophomore is still a kid. Die down on the amount of work you give her or him or they. Die down on it. That's a little much. Think about it. These students, they go to school for 7 hours and then they go to work after school. Not everyone, but they go to work after school, and then they go to a club meeting, and then they go to do this. And then they probably have at home, you know, things to do. Like, maybe they're an older sibling and they have other, you know, siblings to take care of. Or maybe they have their own problems. Or like, have they ever considered that? I'm sure they considered it, but I feel like it's because they feel helpless. They're like, okay, well, we know, but what can we do about it? Nothing. So they're not gonna do anything. There's always something you can do. I'm speaking to like every school in the world right now. There's something you can do. Like, let's try to have limits. Like, I feel like schools should have limits on how much they're allowed to give. Like, you know how actors and the entertainment industry has labor laws, child labor laws. Like, actors can't work this many hours. Actors can't be put into like these type of erotic scenes if they're like a minor or stuff like that, right? I feel like there should, like, yes, there's child laws on schooling, but I think they need to become more specific, because they definitely protect us. They definitely are good. They're good. Like the busing stuff, the lunch stuff, the hours, that's great. Teachers, that's great. You know, the teachers are good. The lunch is good. I mean, people that, you know, if they can't afford the lunch, or if they can't afford it, that is accommodated for. If you don't have a ride to get to school, there are buses. Like, there's a lot of accommodation. That's great. And my school, which some schools don't have, some schools do, most do, I think, especially public schools, which I go to, has special education stuff. So the kids with special needs have special teachers. They have assistants, you know, they have special buzzing, they have special schedules. They have that help they need, that extra help. And that's so good. That's so good. Like, I love walking by that hall. Like, in the morning, I would walk by the hallway, and all the special needs children would be, they're so happy. And I love seeing it. Like, they're like, hi, good morning. And I was like, I don't even know you, but good morning. Like, thank you. Like, I just started my day off like, school again. And then this wonderful little girl, like, or this wonderful person, whoever, will come up to you and be like, have a good day. Or, I like your skirt. Or, like, they're just so sweet, and I love that, you know what I mean? Like, or they're a little quiet. Everybody's different, but sometimes, like, I'll go, and this is my experience, and there'll be someone who's like, have a good day. And I'm like, it's such simple things like that, you know what I mean? It's, like, I love that. Like, there shouldn't be, like, a separate school for, like, special needs children and, you know, children that are on the normal wavelength or whatever. I don't know, normal, but special needs children and not special needs. There doesn't need to be that separation. I love that, like, most schools now, they kind of combine it, and they just get the extra help, or if you need extra help, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like, there you go. It's just so nice to see that melding, you know, and I love it. And that's why these child laws are great. But I think there needs to be some more precautions. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, more rules, more interference. Yes, in my opinion. I think that can help a lot, if I'm being honest. Like, depends on the ruling. Like, if it says, like, oh, these kids aren't working enough, you need to give them at least 10 hours of homework a night. Okay, no, I don't agree with that. But if they start saying, like, okay, these children need to, you know, have a better schedule. Like, homework for this class is only on these days, and it cannot take, like, longer than, like, 6 hours. Like, not 6 hours, but it can't take this long. Because we have 8 classes. Let's say it takes 1 hour to do each, which it doesn't take 1 hour. It takes always more than that. Let's say it takes 1 hour to do each, like, assignment. That means 8 hours of homework. You get home at 3 o'clock, 2:20, like, basically rounded up 3 p.m., right? 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That means you get your homework done by 11 p.m. And that's only if you're working from the second you get out of school to the second you're done. No break, no food, nothing. What? 11 p.m.? Then where's the time for sports? Where's the time for extracurriculars? Where's time for working? Because some people need to work. What's the time for taking care of your family members if you have to? What's the time to sit down and relax? What's the time for your mental health? Where is the time? Is it all reserved for homework only? I'm sorry, like, I know everybody asks these questions, and I can't help but ask them again. I ask these questions all the time, but I haven't been getting answers because, well, quite frankly, I'm talking to myself, so of course I'm not getting answers. But if I ever became a superintendent or a politician, you better know I'm on that school reform. Like, I think I like school, I like learning, but there are some things that need to be reformed. Like the amount of work that is given, the amount of pressure that's given. SATs, they literally they are worthless. I'm sorry. Like, they don't show what type of student you are at all. You get a good score, you get a bad score, it doesn't matter. SAT is about mastering the SAT. It's not actually about being good at reading or math or writing or science or any of it. It's just about mastering the SAT so I can get a good score on the SAT. It's not an accurate, like, it's not an accurate profile of the student taking the test, you know? Like, you could be an A+ student and, you know, do awful on the SAT. And some colleges will be like, oh, she did bad on the SAT? What? I mean, most colleges nowadays are like changing that, especially because COVID made it hard for people to go and get the SAT. So now a lot of schools are test optional for fall 2022 and 2023 and 2021. And that is amazing, especially for me, who is going into fall 2022 next year. So that's really good for me and my class, and the class after, and the class before. But I think this should be for every class going forth, not just these 3 years that have been affected by COVID. I think it should be for all of them, because the SAT really, even Princeton, one of the biggest Ivies, came out with the Princeton Review and said the SAT is basically worthless. An Ivy saying that, come on. So a lot of reforms need to be done, and that's one of the hopes I have. I just really went on a huge tangent for that hope. So in conclusion, my hope with that, the whole tangent I just went on, is that the workload is minimized. I hope that the workload is something reasonable. For once, you know? Like, I don't want the workload to be nothing, but I want it to be something that is, you know, acceptable. Because some of the stuff it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. The amount of times that I have been up all night doing work, like, my eyes just went crazy, like, all night. Like, the amount of times that me, as well as a bunch of other students, have stayed up all night doing work is ridiculous. We are teenagers. We are teenagers. We're children. Do you know how bad that messes with our development? I mean, take a psychology course, for example. Take a psych course and see how bad that is for our development. Come on. Like, I literally took a AP Psych course and learned this, but the course is still giving me mad work. Isn't that ironic? Like, come on, let's think about it. Let's do what's best for these children, including myself. Let's do what's best for the children and their development and their health, physically and mentally. And academics matter, they do. I firmly believe that an education, everybody needs an education. I think it's great. I honestly think it's great. It opens up so many doors. I think that when people aren't afforded an education, I think it's sad. And I think everybody should have an education. But at what cost should academics, you know, put on someone's life? You know? Like, I want good grades, but at what cost will I do to get that? You know? Because some people will do even worse than what I do. I, like, you know, sometimes I won't even eat. Like I said, like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm not eating until I get this done. And then I'll be like getting it super done because I'm motivated by the hunger now. I literally did that today, a few hours ago. So I literally did that today, and I bet some people do even worse. And that's sad. Because at least I reward myself. I'm like, okay, I finally did it. I'm gonna reward myself. I'm gonna eat now. I'm gonna sleep now. I'm gonna watch a show now. I'm gonna make my podcast episode. I reward myself at least. Like, yesterday, I finished 5 paragraphs, and I told myself, okay, even though I only have one more day, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go to sleep now. And that's what I did. I mean, I went to sleep super late because I was watching TV, but that was my reward. And I gave myself a reward because I know for a fact that doing all this work without any type of reward is not good for anyone's health mentally. So that's what I do. I give myself a reward, but some people don't do that at all. They just go. They just do it. They don't even think about it. They just do it, do their work, study, and they don't even think about themselves. And I do the same, but never to an extent where people, like, some people are really, you know, not eating at all the whole day, not even, you know, talking to anyone the whole day. I do these things, but not to the extent where it's like I'm endangering myself, if that makes sense. Some people endanger themselves for school. They endanger themselves. Some people take 10 APs a year and almost kill themselves doing this work. I'm sorry for saying that, kill themselves, but they are like sacrificing themselves for this work. And I do that, but not to that point where it's endangering. And some people endanger themselves for this. And I don't think that schools around the world notice that. And when they do notice that, there's nothing done about it. And I honestly think there should be. Like, come on, it's such, like, I'm not saying some world-shattering speech. I'm saying what we're all thinking, right? Come on, we're all thinking it, right? Maybe not everybody's thinking it, but I'm definitely thinking it. So yeah, I hope that the workload is minimized and reasonable. I hope that the students' health is taken into consideration, not just at my school, not just for my experience, but for everybody. I hope that you guys put yourselves as a priority, guys. The school year is starting, but that doesn't mean that your health has to stop, that your growth has to stop. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep being good to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Don't stop just because school is starting. And that's just not me preaching to you. That's me preaching to me too. So don't take it like, oh my God, why is she acting like she knows what's best for us? I'm not just saying it for you. I'm saying it for me too, okay? Because I like to, like I said earlier, I like to do this thing where I'm like, okay, you got a problem, I got a solution. Let me fix it for you. I'm sorry for doing that, but try your best. This is a solution. And if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. But try your best to prioritize yourself, not academics. Prioritize academics, but not above yourself. That's for all of us. That's for everybody. Me, you, everybody. And yeah, I think that's it. 1 hour and 20 minutes. I expected this to be 1 hour, that's it, but I tend to ramble. And in my essay, even, I was like, yeah, when I'm putting my thoughts into words, I tend to ramble a lot. And I just did that right now. Rambled on for 1 hour and 20 minutes. But that's okay. I'll listen to I love podcasts. And I listen to podcasts that are like 1 hour and a half sometimes. 2 hours even. Most of the time they're 1 hour, but I'll listen to podcasts that are 1 hour and a half, no problem. And I'll be, even if they're talking about the most mundane of things, I'll listen. And because I like hearing about those things. If you like hearing about those things, like the mundane things and, the most abstract of things, I talk about everything for real. Come back for another listen later. But for now, I think that's all I have to say. Because also, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, Nicole, you need to shut up because you have work to do. And I'm kind of a hypocrite sometimes. I'm like, okay, prioritize yourself above your work. But I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, Nicole, shut up so you can do your work. But I do need to do my work because it's due tomorrow. So I am going to finish that. It's 5 p.m. now. And I have about 7 hours till midnight. But I need to wake up at like 6 a.m. So I got the whole night. I'm good. No, I can definitely finish it before like tomorrow. I can definitely finish my stuff. If you're doing your summer work very late, if you're doing your summer work a week in advance, a day in advance, and it's getting towards your deadline, good luck, hon. Good luck. Really try your best. Don't procrastinate it. Just do it. Don't expect it to be perfect because then you'll never do it. Just do it. Trust me. I'm talking to myself as well because I do this as well. I procrastinate on my work and I need to stop. And so do you, huh? Stop procrastinating. Go do yourself. I'm gonna replay this later so I can tell myself to go do my stuff. My alarm's gonna be like, do your stuff. Do your work. Wake up. Oh, I just rhymed. A modern day poet, I see. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this podcast was a pretty good episode. I think I was very structured with it. I mean, not 100% structured, of course. But I think I did good. A few weeks ago, I did a podcast episode where I was just ranting and ranting about how much I don't like reboots and remakes. Like, I could talk about that for 5 minutes. I don't need to talk about it for an hour, but that's what I did. So guess what I did? I deleted that. I deleted it and never put it out because in the middle of it, I was literally like, okay, let me stop, and stopped it. Because who wants to listen to me complain about how many reboots there are and how Hollywood has no original ideas for like an hour? Like, I complain too much sometimes. So I deleted that episode. Maybe I'll talk about like that, you know, for a few minutes in the next episode and an episode in the future, but definitely not for an hour. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah, I'm smiling though right now because I got stuff done. And it took me a while to get that essay done, and I did it. And fun fact, my teacher for that class, which I was writing the essay for, he was watching my screen today. You know how like teachers can go and put GoGuardian if you use that, or put an application on your Chromebook where they can see your screen and see what you're doing? He watched me write my essay, like half of my essay. He watched me write like three good paragraphs. Yeah, not watching me like the whole time, but it said that he was monitoring my screen. So I had a whole mini like rant to myself because I was like, he's gonna know I did it the day before now. Like, damn it, like he knows I did it the day before. Shit. But it's okay because I didn't do it the day before. Like, I finished it the day before, but I started that 10 days ago, and I started reading the book like 15 days ago. So before he starts assuming stuff, if he ever says, Nicole, you did it the last day, I'm gonna say, no, I finished it the last day. But I don't think a teacher would do that because that's bold of them to do. I'm like, you want to hear about all my problems? You want to hear about all this? You want to hear about how I was busy? You want to hear about... Yeah, so don't ask. Imagine if I did that. I would never. I would just be like, ooh, no, sorry, teach. Like, I hope he doesn't bring it up. But if he does, I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, anyways. Gotta go do my stuff now. But I'm doing my homework knowing that it is not the first priority. And that's the goal. Yeah. So, if you enjoy listening to this, if you made it all the way to the end, you're a real one. You're really a real one. You're cool, honestly. You have reached cool level. You are a cool kid now. And I want you to comment down below if you made it all the way here. Or I want you to DM me, I guess. I don't know. But contact me in a way. I don't know. Not DM. Comment down below. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. Okay, that's a lot. Never mind. Comment down below Sergeant Pepper. Because look at my record wall. It's very cute. My stuff over here. Because this has been in the background the whole video. So, of course, comment down Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club. Oh, not all that. I mean, I can't hold on to a single like train of thought. I meant to say, comment down Sergeant Pepper. That's it. If you made it all the way to the end, comment down Sergeant Pepper. Comment down some thoughts, you know, comment down some of your hopes and fears for this upcoming year, school year, that is. And yeah, if you're an INFJ also, the personality type INFJ. If you're an INFJ, comment down below too, because I would really like to meet an INFJ someday. I mean, this is probably gonna get like 5 views maximum. But that's okay, you know, this is just for pure, you know, it's just for pure outlet. It's just for an outlet of me to speak. an outlet for me to express my ideas. That's really it. It's not about the analytics, about getting paid. I'm not getting paid. I don't want to get paid. I just want to have an outlet where I can speak my mind. That's all. And if you enjoyed listening to this outlet, if you enjoyed listening to this, comment Sergeant Pepper if you made it all the way down. I keep saying it. I'm not trying to be like a YouTuber being like, hey, yo, what's up? Like, subscribe, comment, like, so that I can get on the algorithm. Like, no, I'm not trying to promote myself. I'm just trying to know if, like, you listened. Oh my gosh. But anyways, that's all for, oh, Sparky's waking up. That's all for today. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful night, and thank you for listening to Thinking and Talking. Bye.